So I was told when I was a kid that God answers our prayers and that He wants to give us the desires of our heart. But I was also told that we were not to expect a Ferrari in our driveway the next day. So I took that to heart until decades later, my neighbor drove up in a brand new Ferrari. I wasn't jealous of him, I was stoked for him, but man, that was an amazing vehicle. And I thought, yeah, it'd be cool to be seen in that thing, but way more than that. I'd watched Top Gear. They said it was the most amazing car to drive. Now, rewind about 30 years, and my dad wasn't rich. But he did buy me this electric race car set. I wore the wheels off of that thing. And when I got into high school, I worked like a dog mowing lawns, and I bought myself a $900 Datsun 510. I drove the wheels off of that thing as well, because across from the school where I was going, there's an airplane runway, an old one, and I treated that thing like a go-kart track. And man, I spent a lot of money on tires, but they got pretty fast. I got to thinking, you know what? I could probably do this. But racing cars is expensive. They say if you want to end up with $1 million from racing cars, it's easy. You just have to start with 2 or 3. So I gave it to the Lord. Seemed like an impossible dream, but I'd learned to ask Him for things, and I learned that He loved to answer those kind of prayers if they were from Him. Because I looked up that verse where it says that God wants to give us the desires of our heart. And it was interesting because the original word in the original language has a lot more to do with God placing those desires in our heart. So it's starting to make sense that if He placed those desires there, well, maybe it makes sense that He'd want to give them to us. But racing cars, that couldn't be from God. That's crazy talk. So I let that be for a while until I saw this Ferrari. And I walked past it for a couple of weeks, pretending I didn't want it. Nope, don't want a Ferrari. And then it was like the Lord said, oh, really? Is that the truth? No, that's not the truth. I'd really like a Ferrari. That'd be amazing. Could I have a Ferrari, God? Craziest prayer I ever prayed. And His answer was complete silence for months. And then another neighbor moved in. He had a Subaru, a BRZ. That thing was amazing. I said, Lord, I know I can't afford a Ferrari, but maybe I could afford this thing. Is this my Ferrari? And again, silence for months. But this is an important thing about God. He says, those who wait on the Lord will fly like eagles. So you get one thing out of this channel. It's that God is listening, but He may ask us to wait. So one day I woke up and had this very familiar feeling. I've had it many times when I've asked the Lord for things. And it just felt like it was time. And I said, Lord, is it time? And this time He answered me. It wasn't with words, but it was with feeling. The feeling was, why don't you find out? So I called up the Toyota dealership because Toyota was making the exact same car. And they said, oh, good timing. You should check out this blue FRS. So I go down. The car's exactly what I dreamed of. Well, no, it was actually way better. Put my money down. And the sales guy comes up. He goes, oh, you got the blue one. And he shows me this picture. And it's of the owner of the Toyota dealership in his blue Ferrari. He said, yeah, the owner fixed it up to look just like his Ferrari. I took that as confirmation from the Lord. And so I learned to drive that Toyota like it was my assignment from God. I went to every track day and every driving school I could afford, and I drove the wheels off that thing. And to my great surprise, I started winning races, which led to me trying out for an actual race team. And yep, I made it. I even broke a track record in this bad boy. Apart from my $900 510, the funnest car I ever drove. Yeah, I was at my local track. And yeah, I never went to Le Mans or anything. But the whole thing was an amazing experience with the Lord and with my new friends for life. And I believe it was his fulfillment of a dream that he put in my heart when I was a kid. And I'm convinced that none of this would have happened if I hadn't prayed that impossible prayer and asked the Lord for a Ferrari. And then, in a moment, I got way too full of myself and the Lord took it all away. But that's okay, because I got way more important things to do, like talking to you guys. Seriously, I see racing cars as way down here, and telling you what I know about how to know God is far more important. Our God's the God of the impossible, so I want to encourage you that if you have a dream that seems impossible, that might just mean it's from God. So we're going to talk on this channel about how you find out, because if it's from God, he's going to confirm that, and he's going to make it happen. You got to do your part. But part of that is just asking him, seeking what he's already told us in his word. So let's do this thing together. Tell me in the comments what's on your heart, what desires you place there. Maybe together we can figure out if it's from him. If it is, we're going to pray for each other. All of us. What do you say, guys? Start praying for each other. Watch some miracles happen. Watch some dreams come true. Watch the Lord do something that seems impossible in all of our lives. That's the God we serve. Leave me your thoughts. Love you guys.
Do you want to do well in life? Check out this video for one of the things that God says we have to do.